I'm sick to death of eating breakfast on my own, starting out my daily blues. I'm sick to death of spilling coffee on my phone, scrolling through pictures of you. I'd like to say that maybe we could work it out, but I know that it's no use. If I ever find anyone half as good as you, I think maybe that will do.
I kissed a stranger in the hallway late last night. He was wearing purple shoes. I asked him when he kissed me, could he close his eyes? But he just looked at me confused. And people say my expectations are too high,
but I'm not asking for the moon. If I ever find anyone half as good as you, I think maybe that will do. If I ever find anyone half as good as you,
I think maybe that will do.
Oh, I'm so sick of laying here,
So sick of counting
comparing
tears.
everyone to you.
Whoa, whoa.
I'm so sick of waiting
So
here.
frustrating.
My suspicions are you're laying there and thinking of me too. I learned the lyrics yesterday to all your songs. There was one I couldn't do. I think the lyric went,
You'll miss me when I'm gone.
but the chords I was confused. I'd ask you round and you could tell me where I'm wrong, but then I know you just refuse. If I ever find anyone half as good as you, I think maybe that will do. If I ever find anyone half as good as you, I think maybe that will do.
The Youth Corps of the Albert Einstein Gymnasium. Warte, jetzt machst du alles gut. Und jetzt hinter ihn gehst du. Welcome to the Albert Einstein Cup 2022. We are very, very pleased that you are here. We have competitors from 5 countries here. That you are here. Mr. Modemann, the Deputy Lord Mayor of Neubrandenburg. We are also very pleased that Mrs. Wojcik from the Chamber of Industry and Commerce is here. Mr. Dietmar Schierke, the CEO of Data Experts. Tobias Schö, the referent from the Institute for Quality Management of Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. And from the NeuSW, the enterprise here, the energy enterprise of Neubrandenburg, Mr. Teufel. We are also very pleased that our head of our school, Dr. Dietmar Kittler, is here and other members of the school management team.
Yeah, also a nice welcome from me. I'm glad to see you all here. Maybe a bit about ourselves. Maybe we can introduce ourselves.
He is Jonas Warnke, National Coach and Expert from Skill 8 Mobile Applications Development since 2020, and he works for the Smoothie GmbH in Wuppertal. He was also a competitor some years ago in the first Albert Einstein Cup in 2017. He got the bronze medal here and the bronze medal in Abu Dhabi at the World Skills 2.
And to my right, this is Dr. Olaf Kappler. He's the national coach and expert for Skill 9, IT Software Solutions for Business. And yeah, he's the expert since 2014, and he's also a teacher at the local school here.
The local school here, to explain you where we are, what our venue are, is a state school. The Albert Einstein Gymnasium here in Neubrandenburg is a state school from the 5th to the 12th floor with a specialization for MINT. That means mathematics, informatics, computer science, natural sciences and techniques. But there is also the question, what is World Skills? We have here World Skills, the competitor have it, the competitor from other countries, what is it?
World Skills is an international organization. It organizes competitions every 2 years. For example, in 2017 in Abu Dhabi, 2019 in Kazan. And this competition is held in more than 50 different skills, different professions, and where young people show their talents in the different skills. So for example, we have carpentry, we have landscape gardening, we have welding, we have metalworks, we have many different skills, and
2 of these skills are here. Here we have the skills number 8, mobile applications development. What is the specialization of this skill?
In skill 8, mobile applications development is, just as the name suggests, about developing applications for mobile devices. So programming apps for your tablet, for your smartphone, maybe even for your smartwatch, which interacts with different sensors of your device and just always in your hand. And then skill 9, IT Software Solutions for Business.
Skill 9, IT Software Solutions for Business is a skill of the full stack programmers, we would say. You need somebody who writes, for example, back-end programs databases and such things, also like desktop applications and also a little bit mobile applications development. All these parts together. If you want to compare it with the sports, mobile applications development make like a sprint at 100 meter, and skill 9, it's more like decathlon. You need more different disciplines. But how can we better explain it, what WorldSkills is? The best thing is to show you something from one of the last WorldSkills.
Competitions have closed at the World Championships of Skills, and now contestants face a nerve-wracking 24 hours while they wait to hear who will be crowned world champion in each of the 51 skill areas. The last day was full of tension and excitement as competitors made their last-minute adjustments to test projects. For all of them, this was the culmination of years of training and hard work, as well as days of tension during the competition.
We feel like a little bit scared about what happens, about what we're gonna do, what we have to do, and at the same time we are like happy because this is a great opportunity.
I learned a lot from here, like how you pick yourself up when you're all broken.
I feel a little bit of accomplishment, but it's not really done yet because I don't know where I stand yet.
I don't like to be arrogant or anything, but I think I did good. But we have to wait until the results to see, obviously, who is the tops.
After 4 days, I'm really exhausted, tired, but I'm really amazed. This competition, by the way, this is our first time competing in WorldSkills International competition, and our competitors, they are really enjoying it, we're enjoying it, and it's really amazing experience for us all. And hopefully we will be more ready for Kazan after 2 years, and best of luck tomorrow the results will come out.
Over the past 4 days, 100,000 people, including 80,000 Emirati school children, have visited the event. Supporters have travelled from across the globe, and the family and friends of the competitors watched and cheered as the event came to a close. The membership of WorldSkills represents 2/3 of the global population and includes a diverse range of economies. This is the first time that a WorldSkills competition has been hosted in the Middle East.
احتضان دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة لمثل هذه المناسبات والمشاركات العالمية شيء مش غريب علينا. كانت مشاركتنا في شرطة أبو ظبي في دعم المسابقة، تم تخصيص طيارتين هليكوبتر للمشاركة في إحدى مسابقات هذه المسابقة وأحد فروع هذه المسابقة. والتوجيهات اللي عندنا أن ندعم كل مبتكر وكل مبدع سواء كان من شرطة أبو ظبي أو من الجهات الخارجية.
As the aviation industry is growing, there is a constant need for young talents to join, especially in technical roles. And the forecast for the coming years, as the industry grows, there's going to be a shortage globally in engineers and skilled young talents. That's why Etihad Airways invested heavily in young pool of talents to develop them to become future engineers and technicians and pilots and leaders and so on.
طبعا نحن نهتم جدا بالشباب الشغوفين اللي يكتسبون مهارات ويحبون يتعلمون ويدخلون يكتشفون مجالات معينة. فدورنا هني أو وجودنا هني كدعم لهذا الحدث العالمي، بالإضافة إلى استقطاب المهارات أو الناس اللي عندها شغف يحب التعلم والتي تود أن تدخل القطاع الصحي.
The World Skills Competition is held every 2 years and it will next be hosted in Kazan, Russia in 2019. Medals will be awarded at the closing ceremony at the Do Arena at Yas Island.
It's also one of the other disciplines we have in Skill 9 is dancing, but not here, only at the World Skills, because we need a more international audience for dancing, and we are not the experts together, and we are not enough for it. No? But if you go to Skill 9, to the World Skills, you can be sure you have to dance. If we want to do here such an event on such an evening, then we need a lot of supporters.
And these supporters, these include our jury members, the jury members which also sit here in the audience. Olaf? Yeah. Florian, weiter. Okay, yeah, our jury members who are also in the audience includes Benjamin Frost, our starter in Skill 9, IT Software Solutions for Business, 2019 in Kazan, who also became the speed programming winner over there. Then we have Elisa Bose, who recently became a teacher also in this school.
We have Michael Bose. He is now here at the streaming PC working. We have Thomas Steinfeld, also a teacher from the school here. And we have our workshop manager, Kai Redman, who was also in Abu Dhabi and won there the Medal of Excellence in the Skill 39 IT Network Systems Administration.
Okay, but these are just a few people. We couldn't organize all this event by ourselves, not even with the help of these people. So we also have a lot of volunteers who are supporting us to establish this wonderful event. So please, could you all stand up, everyone with a green t-shirt on, our great supporters.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Also, you need such supporters, but also we have, of course, supporters from the economy, from some organizations. For example, of course, World Skills Germany. We have the Federal Ministry for Education and Research.
Yeah, we have the Fösen e.V., our own organization. We have the Data Experts company, which also has one of their competitors here, as does the Klaus Ohm software automation company.
This is the town of Neubrandenburg and the Enterprise for Energy of Neubrandenburg. Of course, the Albert Einstein Gymnasium, our venue here, our host. And this gymnasium is also a so-called German, WorldSkills Germany National Center for the Skill 9. Now, and therefore, it's one of the reasons why we are here.
Okay, so we have a great team, we have a lot of supporters, we have a lot of sponsors. But we couldn't do this competition without our competitors. So let us introduce them. In Skill 8, Mobile Applications Development, we have Manuel Eugene Sivor from Ghana. Unfortunately, the team from Ghana has not yet arrived in Germany. They will join us tomorrow evening and will then also participate in the competition.
The expert from Ghana for this skill is Akwasi Azidu. Also, they come tomorrow evening. They will arrive Berlin Airport.
Next up in Skill 8, we have Kanubukta Lavanya Sai Kumar from India.
With his expert, Mrs. Nupur Giri.
And from Germany, we have our three competitors, Daniel Kalisch, Joachim Schiller, and Justin Conrad. And over in Skill 9, IT Software Solutions for Business.
From Ghana, we have the competitor Bernard Tay.
And his expert, Gilbert Ya Osaidatsi, and also a jury member who also joins us, Leo Papadaitra.
From Hungary, Bence Lakos is here.
And his expert, Csaba Xuriak.
From Switzerland, Thomas Gassmann.
And his expert, Martin Dürig.
And the German competitor is Glenn Skripczak.
Okay, so we're here at the opening ceremony, but what can our competitors and maybe also you as our visitors expect from the next few days? Well, if we look at our schedule, we're currently at the opening ceremony today on Monday, and after the opening ceremony, our competitors will all introduce themselves. Everyone has prepared a short presentation about themselves and also about their country. Tomorrow, on Tuesday, we start with the first two sessions of the competition. So the competitors will work on tasks which they don't know yet.
And on the next day, on Wednesday, we have the sessions 3 and 4. And also, from our region, some IT enterprises will present themselves in the school.
On the last day, we also have a session, but unlike the other sessions, which are separate for both skills participating here, this session is common for both Skill 8 and Skill 9. So both competitors from both skills will work on the same task at the same time. After that, we have speed programming, where the competitors have little time to determine a number as large as possible, which fulfills a specified criterion. And closing on Thursday, of course, what we are all waiting for, the closing ceremony, where we'll award the winners and also determine who of Skill 8 will go to the WorldSkills Shanghai.
But what are the tasks? What are the test projects what we deal with here? We have founded a fictive, of course, railway company, the Northeastern Railway Germany, which is hosted in Neubrandenburg, in the middle, as the center of this railway, which has 5 lines. One important line to Berlin Airport, one railway line to Hamburg, two to Rostock, to A and 3 via Stralsund, and one to Poland, to Czechia. The competitors has to write software. Some of you know, of course, some railway software for railway companies, but there are a lot of things to do. These are big enterprises, of course, with management of their employed people, with some other thing for the customers. It is very, very much to do, and the Skill 9 competitors will have 3 desktop sessions and 1 mobile session, and of course mobile application developers develop mobile applications. And as Jonas already mentioned, on the 5th session we have the same for all. But why we are do this here? We are here, of course, because we want to see where we stand, what is our position. We are here to get friendships and so, but also we are here to prepare us for the next World Skills competition this year.
Welcome to Shanghai.
We have now the Albert Einstein competition for the third time, and within the times we got friends from all over the world. One of our friends want to say something to you.
So here's now speaking Harry Hautala, the chief expert in Skill 9 from 2017 to 2019.
Hello, greetings from Finland. My name is Harri Hautala. I am the former chief expert of Skill 9 IT software solutions. My career in World Skills competition started in Helsinki in 2005, and thereafter I have been the Finnish expert in IT software solutions throughout all the World Skills competitions. I was asked to share my experiences of World Skills and Albert Einstein Cup. As a matter of fact, I have also attended Albert Einstein Cups before the pandemic. I want to first congratulate all of you. You are already winners to make it this far. You all competitors represent the best of your skill in your country or your region. Albert Einstein Cup will probably be the first time to meet your colleague from another country. You're now heading a once-in-a-lifetime experience with this competition and with World Skills. Albert Einstein Cup has been the competition that has made competitors stand out in World Skills as well. Since the beginning of Albert Einstein Cup, at least one or more attendants have also been medalists in World Skills competition. Although this is a competition and you are competing with each other, pay attention with, not against each other. Share your knowledge and make friends. In the end of the day, you are colleagues, more or less, sharing a passion for your skill and pursuing for excellence in your skill. Unlike sports, where you must quit when you grow older, skills are different. You improve your skills day by day. And now you have a chance to build long-lasting friendships with other competitors, and ideally, you have the possibility to work together in the future. These competitions are over within a few days, but your careers will last for over 30 years hereafter. So, make friends, share your skills, and enjoy the competition. Good luck, and thank you.
Working very close together with the industry, with enterprises. Because of that, from the Chamber of Industry and Commerce from Neubrandenburg, Mrs. Wojcik want to say some words to you.
I speak in German. Sehr geehrte Wettbewerbsteilnehmer und Teilnehmerinnen sowie Experten aus dem In- und Ausland, sehr geehrte Schülerinnen und Schüler des Albert Einstein Gymnasiums Neubrandenburg, sehr geehrte Vertreter der Schulleitung und Lehrer, sehr geehrter Herr Modemann und sehr geehrte Gäste. Es ist mir eine große Freude, als Vertreterin der IHK Neubrandenburg für das östliche Mecklenburg-Vorpommern hier ein paar Worte an Sie richten zu dürfen. Ich bin Nicole Wojcik und Ausbildungsberaterin für die gewerblich-technischen Berufe, zu denen auch die IT-Berufe zählen. WorldSkills, ein hervorragendes Programm der Nachwuchsförderung im nationalen und internationalen Format, ein Netzwerk mit höchster Expertise, eine Talentschmiede für weltbeste Fachkräfte. All das sind Beschreibungen, die man findet, die für diesen Wettstreit der beruflichen Disziplinen stehen und die nicht zu viel versprechen. Das Albert Einstein Gymnasium und damit auch die Stadt Neubrandenburg sind dabei inzwischen eine feste Größe geworden. In den nächsten Tagen treten Sie in den internationalen Wettbewerb der Softwareentwickler. 3 Tage höchster Konzentration in 2 Disziplinen, mehreren Sessions und unter anderem begleitet von der Hausmesse, wo sich Unternehmen unserer Region, die unter anderem auch im Bereich IT ausbilden, präsentieren. Und das alles unter den Augen interessierter Gäste und neugieriger Besucher. Also wünsche ich Ihnen, liebe Teilnehmerinnen und Teilnehmer, im Namen der IHK Neubrandenburg vor allem gute Nerven, viel Erfolg und für Sie persönlich unersetzliche Erfahrungen, die Sie auf Ihrem beruflichen Weg nach vorn bringen. Beruflicher Weg, das ist das Stichwort, liebe Schülerinnen und Schüler des Albert Einstein Gymnasiums und der Schüler, die vielleicht auch zu Gast sind. Ich weiß nicht, haben wir Gäste? Gut. Sie stehen alle vor der Frage, was will ich mal werden? Aber vielleicht wissen Sie es auch schon. Auf jeden Fall ist diese exklusive Veranstaltung in Ihrer Schule eine super Gelegenheit, sich ein eindrückliches Bild von der Berufswelt der IT-Branche zu machen. Also nutzen Sie die Chance und beobachten Sie genau. Führen Sie Gespräche und kommen Sie mit den Vertretern der Unternehmen in Kontakt und verabreden Sie sich zum Beispiel für ein Praktikum in den Ferien. Nach Ihrer Schulzeit gibt es so viele Wege. Einer könnte zum Beispiel eine duale Ausbildung sein, etwa zum Fachinformatiker oder zur Fachinformatikerin. Eigenes Geld verdienen und Praxis ab dem ersten Tag, das klingt schon recht verlockend. Das Ausbildungsberaterteam der IHK Neubrandenburg begleitet Sie dabei sehr gern auf Ihrem Weg, denn unsere Region bietet vielfältige Möglichkeiten und Chancen. Ein genauer Blick lohnt sich, denn es stehen ca. 1100 Ausbildungsbetriebe mit 127 Ausbildungsberufen zur Auswahl. Und das allein in unserem Kammerbezirk hier von der Mecklenburgischen Seenplatte bis an die Ostseeküste. Nun möchte ich nicht versäumen, Ihnen, liebes Organisationsteam, herzlich zu danken, im Besonderen Frau Heuker, Herr Dr. Kappler und Herr Wanke. Hinter Ihnen liegen sicherlich anstrengende Wochen intensivster Planung mit all der Aufregung, die natürlich dazugehört. Aber nun genießen Sie das Ergebnis Ihrer Arbeit. Und jetzt drücke ich noch einmal allen Wettstreitern ganz fest die Daumen. Ich bin sehr gespannt, wer am 2. Juni die Gewinner dieses Wettbewerbs sind. Auf jeden Fall Helden und Vorbilder in ihrer Disziplin sind Sie längst. Vielen Dank.
Thank you. And next up, we have also a speech from Chris Humphreys. He's the president and chair of the board of WorldSkills International.
Guten Tag und willkommen. It's a great pleasure on behalf of WorldSkills International to be invited to speak to all participants of the 2022 Albert Einstein Cup. As young people, you represent hope and optimism for the future. The skills you are being tested in over the next 3 days reflect the future of work and the transition to a skills-based economy where what we do with our hands and our hearts is as important as what we do with our brains. You don't need to be Albert Einstein to understand the genius of that. WorldSkills seeks to promote vocational training and education and to set the global standards for skills at the very highest level, representing industries and economies around the world. It's therefore especially exciting to see competitors from Ghana and India taking part in this year's Albert Einstein Cup, alongside France, Hungary, Switzerland and Germany. WorldSkills currently has 85 member countries and regions, and together they represent more than 3/4 of the world's population. That's hundreds of millions of young women and men with a passion to improve their lives and everything around them. It's a reminder that skills have no boundary, that the desire to learn is universal. You are part of that great movement. And so again, let me congratulate everyone involved in this exceptional event and wish you all a terrific competition. Viel Glück.
Mr. Chris Humphreys, the president of WorldSkills International.
Yeah, and now that everyone has wished our competitors good luck, but us, maybe we should do that too. We all wish you good luck in the coming days of the competition.
And the Albert Einstein Cup is open. So now we go into a short break for all, and then the competitors come here, one after the others, and introduce themselves. Thank you very much. my seat back, please? Thank you very much. So, gibt's Ihnen den Präsenter? You make so? Start with the presentations of the competitors. We start with Bence Lokos from Hungary for skill number 9.
Thank you. So I'm Bence Lokos. I'm from Hungary. My expert is Csaba Sziriák. If you could go, yes. Okay, so Hungary. Hungary is right there. We are close to Slovakia, Serbia, Croatia, Slovenia, Austria. So we have a lot of neighbors. We have around 8 to 10 million people. If you could go. Okay, Szeged. Szeged is my hometown. It's a university city, so the population changes whether it's a university season or not. So in the summer there are less people, and between September and December there are a lot of them. There are two parts of the city. We have Szeged and New Szeged. Szeged is the big part and New Szeged is the small one on the right. We have two bridges that connect the two parts. We have a lot of boulevards that go around the city and also inside the city, and we have also a lot of avenues that go inside and outside of the city. If you could go. Okay, so this is next to the Tisza River. It's one of the longest roads in Szeged. It's a kilometer long. So yes, we have a lot of events here, so it's usually closed. So you cannot go with a car. In the background you can see a votive church, which is in Dome Square. It's one of the most famous squares in Szeged. If you could go, thank you. Here we also have a lot of events and festivals. This is the open theater in the summer. If you could go, yes. If we go further into the city, we have Kara Street, which is the main walking street. It's 300 meters long. You have a lot of ice cream shops, coffee shops, McDonald's, KFC, and stuff like that. And if we go further, Kara Street is at the top, where you have two buses and a lot of people are walking there. And this big green place is Széchenyi Square. It's also one of the biggest and most famous squares in Szeged. We have a lot of events here as well, like beer square and beer festival, wine festival, and all kinds of festivals. There are a lot of projects in Szeged at the moment. We have a new swimming pool, which can hold the whole Olympic event. It finished last year, and it's a really good one. If you could go, thank you. This is a closer shot, but in the background you can see another building, which is the PIK Arena. It's Szeged's new handball stadium. It can hold 8,000 people at the same time, and it looks like this. It's amazing. It has 3 rows. So as you can see, I love sports. Yes, so about me. Yes, obviously I'm from Szeged, and I was born in 1999, so I'm 23 years old. And Szeged is at the bottom, close to Serbia. I went to an IT high school, which is called Gábor Dénes. I also finished my bachelor degree in computer science in 2021, so I started in 2018. And on the side, I have been working ever since. So I've been mainly working for big companies that need internal systems. For example, Shell Hungary, which is the gas giant. They sell fuel to people. Then we have Payone GmbH, which is a bank software company. Then we have BMW, which is the car company. And then we have Elkréta, which is the Hungarian school system. They use it in kindergarten, elementary school, and high school. I've been mainly using .NET Core and all kinds of variations of it, so ASP.NET, WPF and Xamarin as well. I've been using Java as well and Angular for single-page applications. I'm also familiarizing myself with DevOps, so Docker, Kubernetes, and Azure Cloud. And I usually develop my personal tools in Python and Bash to increase productivity. And some more stuff about me that's not about my jobs. I have a dog who is called Bruno. I don't have a photo of him because he hates cameras and just starts barking. Also hobbies. As I'm quite young, I usually hang in front of Netflix. My favorites are sitcoms, for example, The Big Bang Theory and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I also like go-karting. We have a nice go-kart place in Szeged. And I like also squash and futsal. And I watch Formula One every weekend. My schedule is based around that. So I was watching it yesterday also in the hotel. And I think that was all about me. I don't know if you have questions about Szeged or anything. Obviously not. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Glenn, and I'm the German competitor in Skill 9 IT Software Solutions for Business at the Albert Einstein Cup. My full name is Glenn Skripsak. I'm 19 years old, and I was born here in Neubrandenburg. But 2 years ago, I moved to Rostock, where I study computer science at the university there. I went to the Grundschule West am See here in Neubrandenburg, and after the 4th grade I got accepted to the Albert Einstein Gymnasium, and here I got introduced to a lot of different programs and competitions. And for example, I participated in the junior studies programs at the University of Neubrandenburg and Rostock and visited courses about computer science there. And I also won the state championship for computer science of Mecklenburg-Vorpommern twice. And during my A-levels, I also wrote a little paper about language recognition using C. And 2 years ago, I started my computer science studies, and I'm currently working towards my bachelor's degree. When I was a little child, I wanted to become an architect, so I did an internship at an architecture company here in Neubrandenburg, but I noticed real fast that this job wasn't really suited for me, so I started to look for something else. And in my hometown, Neverin, there's an IT company called Klaus Ohm Software GmbH, and I did an internship there, and I had a lot of fun, and I apparently did quite well. So they offered me some jobs during the holidays there, and this was always very great. When I moved to Rostock, I also had some free time, and I used that to work at the Arrivis AG there. They make some software for medical equipment. And at the same time, I was also approached by the University of Rostock, and they asked me if I wanted to help them to organize the state championships for computer science in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. And I agreed because I participated there in the previous years, and I always had a lot of fun. And I also worked on some research projects at the university. For example, I did some pen testing for industrial pump systems, and right now I'm just starting with a new research project about extracting special information from documents. When I was young, my parents gifted me the Lego Mindstorms for my birthday, and this was really my first contact with creating computer programs and programming something. Programming the Lego Mindstorms is really user-friendly, but it already taught me at a young age on how to think like a programmer, and that really helped me later to get into the Blender game engine and create some small games. And then I learned PHP at the University of Neubrandenburg, and I learned how to create some basic command line applications using that. And at the Klaus Ohm Software GmbH, I learned Java, HTML, and JavaScript, and these languages enabled me to create GUI applications and web applications that anyone could use. And later I also picked up C#, Unity, and Python as a hobby. And when I learned C at the University of Rostock, this really gave me a new experience on computers and programming and stuff like that, because C is a low-level language, so you always have to think about how your code interacts with the computer, and this really deepened my understanding. And my current projects are that I'm creating a game, including the game engine from scratch. And I'm just now starting with another project. I'm creating my own programming language, but this is just really basic right now.
Welcome to my little flat in Rostock. Let me show you around. I work here and I need my computer for most of my hobbies, so I sit here the whole day. My main hobby is music. I played the drums for 9 years, but sadly I had to stop when I moved to Rostock, since here is no space for my drum set. However, I recorded a short video clip when I visited my parents the last time. I also create my own music. I produce electronic music by myself, and I work together with friends to create hip-hop songs. I also have a YouTube channel, so feel free to check it out if you're interested. I play a lot of video games in my free time, and my favorite games are League of Legends, Rocket League, and Star Wars Battlefront. Let me show you one of my latest projects. This is an 8-bit Turing complete computer, and here you can see it subtracting 5 from 8, which results in 3. I also have 2 minor hobbies you might not expect from me. Last year, when the first lockdown started, I felt a bit unhealthy, so I started to do a workout every second day. I didn't expect it myself, but I'm still doing workouts today. I managed to lose some weight, gain some muscles, and all in all I feel a lot healthier now. My other hobby is cooking. When I moved to Rostock, I suddenly had to get all the food myself, so I discovered that I really enjoy cooking. During the weekdays, I mainly get my food from the cafeteria of the university, but at the weekends I often try out new recipes.
In school, Mr. Kapler, my former computer science teacher and now expert, introduced me to WorldSkills, and I also helped to carry out some competitions held at the school. And so when in 2020 the online qualifiers for the German Championship in IT software solutions for business and mobile app development started, I participated and actually qualified myself for the German Championship. And then in 2021 I went on to win the German Championship for Computer Science and Mobile Applications Development. And earlier this year in February we had an internal competition with the members of the German national team, and there I got delegated to Shanghai. Looking forward to Shanghai, I really want to learn and improve my skills. And very important for me is also to get to know other very skilled software developers during competitions like the Albert Einstein Cup and also in Shanghai. And I really want to face a big challenge and maybe also finish in one of the upper places. But most importantly, I want to have fun, and this is also something I wish to all other competitors. Please have a lot of fun during the following days and during the Albert Einstein Cup. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, so let's get started. I'm Thomas, I'm from Switzerland, and I'm representing Switzerland in the trade IT software solutions for business. First I'm going to tell you a few personal things, and later on I'm going to move on to some work and educational related stuff. So I'm from the canton of Lucerne in Switzerland. I'm not directly from the city, I'm more from the countryside. But I think most of you are probably more familiar with the city, or maybe have heard about it. It's very famous for its medieval old town and its chapel bridge, which you're seeing on the picture right here. But even though I'm from Lucerne, I'm mostly in Zurich these days. You're also seeing a picture of Zurich here from the Uetliberg. And the reason why I'm mostly in Zurich these days is because I'm studying there, something which I'll get to later on. So to my hobbies, I like traveling. Being Swiss, I also like skiing. I like photography when I'm traveling. And I obviously also have a really strong interest in technology and computer science, and I'm really enthusiastic about open source software. And yeah, in my free time I also enjoy reading. Yeah, so that's it. Now to my professional background. So basically at the age of 15 I started my vocational education. And that was a bit special for me compared to other people maybe, because I was at 3 different companies, the one you're seeing right there. The last of which was also my employer after I finished my apprenticeship for about 5 months. And yeah, during my apprenticeship, I also took part in exchange, where I did an internship at Coderbunker in Shanghai, a city many of you are probably familiar with by now. Yeah, and there I worked on a project called MobiDQ, which is part of Ubisoft. I'm not sure how much they use it internally now. And I also had some basic Chinese lessons there, so I should really emphasize basic, so don't expect me to be very proficient at it. And yeah, after I finished my vocational training, and after I've been working at the companies I've listed before for about 5 months afterwards, I had to do my military service, as yeah, you have to do in Switzerland. And after I finished that, I went on to be employed again at Swiss GRC AG. What I did there mostly was TypeScript, React. I did some assessment feature, similar to Microsoft Forms maybe, or like Google Forms. I also did the scripting engine and a statistical simulation, risk simulation based on the Monte Carlo method. Yeah. Now a bit to my educational background. So, as I've mentioned before, I did the vocational training, and that was at this school. I also did the professional bachelorette, which, if you're unfamiliar with it, in Switzerland, that's basically some kind of form of high school that you can do next to your vocational training. So you also have some more maths, history, and other subjects. After that, I did my passerelle, which is basically a fully fledged high school degree in Switzerland. So this basically also allows you to study at universities, and not just universities of applied sciences, which would be possible with the professional bachelorette that I've mentioned before. And yeah, after I finished it, I started my bachelor's degree in computer science at ETH Zurich. That was last September, so I'm still doing it right now. And on the picture right there, you see the main campus, the main building of ETH, which is where I spend most of my time at, or where I have most lectures. If we continue, there's also a second campus called the Hunkerberg. I'm mostly there for exams, so yeah, it's not really related that much to me. Maybe also some other things, like I've said, I'm enthusiastic about open source software, so I'm also a member of the .NET Foundation. Currently I'm mostly focusing on WorldSkills and my studies, I'm not really that active there right now. And yeah, I've also won the Swiss Skills Championship in 2020, which is also the reason why I'm here now. Yeah, if you want to contact me, feel free to do so at my email, or maybe also visit my website. There's also some more contact information right there. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, or if you want to get in touch with me afterwards, or have any questions, feel free to do so. Thanks.
Hello. So sorry for a short presentation. So actually I didn't get much time to prepare a good slides and everything. And luckily I'm not gonna take much time of you. So I'll make it short and quick. So this is Lavanya Sai Kumar. I'm from India. So it's a part of Asia continent. And you can go. I'm summarizing entire my story here. So I live in India, where my city is Vishakhapatnam. So you can see it's a coastal city. You can visit beach every day, like it's a 10 minutes walk from my home. And what else? Okay, so how to start this? It's impromptu for me, but let's take you on a journey. So about me, I'll start from myself. So from childhood, I'm kind of an enthusiastic kid. So where I try to break things rather than build one. Later, I started building, try to construct things, but mostly something that is not useful to anyone, but makes me a little, you give some inspiration to do more and to pursue more, right? So that's what we all come from, like we see and we perceive the inner meaning in our own ways, and we try to come up with different things, right? So this is a kind of a mindset I used to have, and so from the beginning, in a childhood, I loved science and also wanted to become a scientist from when I was a child, but hope so then when we grow, right, so we'll see new things and our aspirations will change. So that's how I came to this computer science. So I completed my 12th. So in India, we have up to 10th, they release schooling. So they can also continue for +2, like it will go to like 12th standard. Later, we can go for our bachelor's or BTech engineering, and then the master's or MTech. So I'm currently in a final year graduate of bachelor's in computer science stream. So that is about my education. And about the programming and everything. So I kind of started my journey in programming in my first year of my BTech. So it's around 2018. So what makes me into coding is first thing is it's easy to it's everywhere. Like I can easily think and then code. There is no big investment for me in my life. It's just go, get down, sit down, and think, solve, and code. Right. This is kind of mindset I used to have. So I started there. So my first programming language is C. So one of my teacher had played a good role in introducing me to the programming. So how it went is like, it's not like a normal, so there will be a statement, one command, another command. It's not that way, but it's rather a classroom activity. So how it's like, for example, there is RAM. We all know the computers will have RAM chip, which will store some data. So let's not go into technical, but so these kind of scenarios are explained with so many activities. So that kind of made my mind so much attracted to problem solving and get into computer science. So this is how I came to computer science. And one of my characteristics comes from like solving things. So given me a problem, I ensure that I come up with a solution, and I will always try to see it to the end. So that is about it. Sorry, I think. Okay, so what about my hobbies, right? So in my third year of BTech, like 2021, after the Corona has come, so then I started my actual development things, mobile application. So so I said before, like I allowed to solve things, right? So you can, whenever there is a opportunity, I try to use it. So how it went is, like I don't have a computer machine when I was in a engineering college itself. So I don't have resources at that time. So but I could able to find out the way, so I can work on my passion at that time. So I took my mobile and installed some programming languages, and also I want to familiarize myself with actual computer Unix systems, right? So I also try to install a Ubuntu OS into my mobile and try to learn all the servers and PHP, Python, every data science, all these courses I'm able to do in my mobile itself. So this is like made me what can I say? Give me a hope. Whenever I find myself in a situation like this is it, I can't do more, this give me a hope, like try and see it to the end, and you'll find a positive result. So this is what I always want to share to everyone. Like you find setback at every stage in our lives. So but we are here and we are gonna be someone more than now. So let's hope and keep hope on ourselves. That's what I want to do. And I want to say to all. Okay, let's go to hobbies. So I love digital art. So I actually draw a lot of things. So I used to do pencil sketches and everything. Then I went to this digital art. So I also use my mobile to actually draw. So I made my own stylus, so kind of. And I love to take a long walk. So there's a city, right? I used to walk all the road from here to you can see the other mountain in the back. I used to have a long walks. It's like peace to me. Like you find something in your life is not good, and just go and see people, and you see that's you can, what do you say? Yeah, when I see people, it gives me hope. So the hope that tomorrow's going to be better. I mean, tomorrow's going to be better, and just move forward. And so in the next slide, there's a few, you can go to the next slide. Yeah, these are some of my sketches. This I did in my first year, second year of my BTech. So I was into drawing, no, so it's kind of. So first one is discolored, it's drawn in my mobile itself, and the second one is a pencil sketch. So thank you. So first of all, thank my team India for bringing me to this level and to present myself at this competition. And also thank Germany for giving me this opportunity, and also the fellow competitors who have actually came to share knowledge to everyone, and also be a best examples for future, and allow the city of Germany, and we had a good time, and thank you all.
Welcome everyone. I'm happy to be here again. My name is Justin, I'm 20 years old and in Skill 8 for Mobile Applications Development. And as you can see, I brought you a quote today: you never know where your limit is. And you never know where your limit is a quote by Christian Bischoff I found last year while listening to his podcast. And since then, it has really shaped my last year. Because in a sense, this quote says that you can do something and get to a certain point, no matter what. And but maybe you could have gotten even farther than that. But you don't know if you gave your best, of course. You can't know. And if you do it again and get better, the same thing applies. You'll never know how far you can get. And that's why you have to unlimit yourself or keep yourself unlimited, because our beliefs form our reality, and I think reality is that we can achieve everything we truly want. Okay, that bit of motivation, and let's now start with my actual presentation. And therefore I want to invite you to a little journey. Since my videos don't work, but I'll try to explain it to you what the content of my presentation is. So let's start here directly. Okay, you can skip that. Okay, we start directly here in this school because this. What? Okay, yeah, videos don't work. What? What are you doing? We start in this school, no matter. And because this school is the school I went to for several years, from the 7th to the 12th grade. And now my little sister, come on, my little sister is here in the 7th grade too. Yeah, Yasmin, my little sister, and now she's also in the helper team for this competition, and that's so cool. Yeah, but I don't have to say much more about school. Times are better now, so let's move on. And imagine we drive now around 7.5 kilometers to the north, that's way, and then we arrive at the little, yeah, we can go on, and then we arrive at the little beautiful village called Buchhof. And Buchhof belongs to Tollenhagen, and it's so small that we only have one street called the same as our village. And if you count the houses, you will barely reach a count of 30. So it's very, very small. And yeah, that's where I grew up and where my family lives. My 18 years younger brother, my little sister, and of course my parents. I love them all. And yeah, I also like the rural region here because I enjoy nature and silence around my home. Yeah, but I'm currently not living there because of my dual study, which means that I'm working between the semesters. So let's imagine we're riding a bike for 10 minutes or so, or driving a car for 3 minutes, and then we arrive in the next village called Neverin. Oh, map is working. Okay, and then there's my company, Klausom. And yeah, I like to work there because it's a quite small company and therefore has a great atmosphere. I also enjoy the projects I'm having there. I'm mostly working with Node.js and TypeScript. Yeah, currently I am working besides my study on a project which is about an artificial intelligence-based knowledge database. And that's super exciting and challenging and for good use, so it's perfect for me. I like it. Yeah, so now you've seen my workplace. Now we have to go a bit far to the north till we reach the Baltic Sea. So I think if you drive by car, you'll need around 1 hour, 15 minutes. And then we arrive in the city Stralsund. Yeah, and that's where I study. That's my university, the Host. You can see it on the map. And I also live there currently. You can see the houses at the top. That's the village for the students called Holzhausen. And if you go to the next slide, you can see that's my house. That's where I'm living. And you just have to go upstairs and get the view from in front of our door. I can show you. This is like this. And this is beautiful, I think. It even looks a bit like a holiday village, doesn't it? Sometimes it even feels like that. Okay, yeah, and I like to live there. It's just 3 minutes away from the lecture halls, so I can wake up 5 minutes before the before my university starts. Yeah, it's also just 3 minutes away from the gym. Yeah, we have a gym on our campus. It's quite small, but it's enough. I can show you here. This it is. And I started workouting around 2 months ago. And since then, I already increased my weight by around 5 kilograms, and that's more than a half kilogram per week. And for me, this result is amazing because I already tried to increase my weight before, but stuck at around 61 kilograms. But now I found a book, The 4-Hour Body. And the 4-Hour Body is explaining how to reach your specific goals, if you want to lose weight or gain muscle or whatever you want, within the smallest amount of time. I mean, I just exercise 1 hour per week, and therefore the results are insane. Yeah, so this book is really worth reading it. Yeah, reading, I like books in general because, yeah, you can go on, because they are a great way to expand your horizons, I think. You can see it on the slide, Mind Your Head. That's what I'm doing. I'm reading a bunch of books, and I also learned speed reading to learn to read even more. And I'm now on my way to 1,000 words per minute. Yeah, and I read about everything. I read about sleep, about money, success, about the stock market, the body, the mind, NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, and doesn't have to do with real programming. Yeah, and so on. I even got inspired by Daniel and got a new book recently, which is about emotional intelligence, a very hot topic for me to learn. Yeah. Other interesting other topics I want to learn more about in the future are a bit special ones, like lucid dreaming, astral travel, or hypnosis. And yeah, but I don't want to get into too many details here. But instead, I would like to make a final word to the competitors. I hope we'll have a great week and can enjoy it, even though it will be stressful. I wish every one of you the best of luck and, of course, a great experience. And remember, you never know where your limit is. Thank you.
Hey, that's us, about 8 months ago, and since then a few things changed. And yes, the question for me is not what defers me or what is my age. The question for me personally is, why am I here? Why do I wake up early and exercise? Why do I participate? And why do I chase dreams and trades instead of enjoying hobbies? And as every good story, it starts with a friend. a good friend and a good game. Minecraft. Minecraft is total freedom. In Minecraft, you can build everything anywhere, and it's limited to the creations of players only. And in Minecraft, there are players that create games inside Minecraft. And one of those games was Lucky Blocks. Lucky Blocks is a game of chance. If you break a lucky block, you either get something total fortunate, or you get a total disaster. And since it's only a single player game, a friend and I decided we create a multiplayer variant. On our journey of crafting, designing and developing this multiplayer variant, we met a lot of people. We were invited to join a huge server team that already entertains a broad amount of players with their games, and we met a lot of people. And that's the first point I would like to mention, because the people we met 7 years ago, we're still in contact with. We made friends, and we learned great things. And then after I programmed and I went to the server team, I've met people while programming Minecraft, while designing apps, while designing games, and while going to the Gamescom. And then I participated here in this competition. And the cool thing about this competition is that we met people like us, people that are dedicated to this competition. We met people that are friends, that are trainers, and that are competitors. And then we even went to seminars where we learned new things. And that's the second thing I love, because I try to learn whatever I can, whenever I can, and wherever I can, from everyone who is willing to share. Because for everything I learned, there has been a time where it has been useful to me. And this is a great opportunity. And this competition is for me personal about learning new things, about meeting similar people, meeting people with similar interests, and exercising for our future. And to go on, I think it's worth mentioning, it tells you far more about me than that I'm currently living in Bonn, where the cherry blossoms blossom, the former capital of Germany, or that I'm working for the company Deutsche Telekom, which is great, which supports me in every step and which allows me to study while I'm working and while I gather experiences about work and informatics. And it tells you more about me than that I love computers or that I love shawarma. But the point still remains, wherever I go, whatever I do, and whoever I meet, I do with passion and absolute enthusiasm. And that is one thing I want to share with you, because I wish every one of you that you experience, that you meet people, and that you share joy. And that is the thing that I wish you. Go out, learn new things, and do another thing, so you can have new experiences. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Joachim Schiller and I'm the third German competitor for Skill 8 mobile applications development. Yes, my journey back to 2018, where I participated in the German championship. Kind of a rookie in all this C#. Where I participated in an internship at a local university. And this is actually also my school, so I'm also the third student from this school next to Glenn and Justin. Yeah, but since 2018 I learned a lot more just by working on several projects on my own in my spare time, and yeah, by programming a lot in my spare time. And so I participated in the German championship again in 2021. Yes, and since then I learned much more and much faster than I could have ever imagined before, just due to our world skills training. Next to all this training, I of course have another part of my life, which is working and dual studies. Dual studies means that I'm partially working at a local company, being the data experts, which is also a sponsor of this event, and that I'm partially studying at a university in Germany, being the Nordakademie in Elmshorn, which is near Hamburg. But next to all those work things and the world skills which take up most of my time and my spare time, I always try to link up my hobbies back up into my everyday life and to do something creative and to work on creative projects. So for example, I play different instruments, mainly the accordion, but also the piano, where I play different songs, for example, out of movies like Interstellar or Lord of the Rings, and all those complicated music sheets that I can't even play properly, but I really enjoy facing the challenge and to do something that can write in my mood and that is somewhat creative in some way. Yeah, and so I really love to play music on the one hand, but I recently discovered too that I like to create music too, and so I've accumulated a large backlog of different projects I want to work on someday and that I want to complete someday, but we'll see when I can find the time to do so. But next to all those unfinished projects, I have also a huge milestone I could finish last year, being the first book of mine to ever being written and published in cooperation with a local distributor. Yes, I'm really proud of the end result that I worked on several years and that I'm now really proud of, not just due to the fact that I really liked the storyline myself, but that I got really positive responses by several readers, like Justin, for example, or different other readers that have read this book and gave me positive feedback and ideas for the next upcoming parts. Yeah, and the storyline is centered around two main characters that dive into a fictional fantasy world where they encounter ominous creatures, magicians, and adventurous journeys. And I really loved to create such a fictional world and to play around with characters, to let them act in this world and to let them guide myself through the ideas that I had. And yes, so I'm really proud of this project and I hope that I can find some time to work on the next part soon. But I think it will take a similar amount of time to get to the point that I feel comfortable with finishing and publishing the next part of the book. Yeah, and next to those creative projects, I also work a lot on different programs in my spare time, meaning that I program a lot. And this year, this mainly consisted of revisiting old projects I had started after 2018, where I, on the one hand, created an application to track my financial flow, which I revamped this year to track my book transactions, for example. And a second project I'm currently working on is an application I want to use to track my working times and to keep an eye on my schedule. So, for example, the hours I'm working and the breaks I make. That's rather not as much a practical use than just a toy to play around with and to analyze some data with. And of course, to get some training for the world skills themselves. So all in all, I think one can sum up all those hobbies which I really like, just to do something creative and to gain some knowledge in different fields. And so I also am really curious what kind of tasks we will see next days, and I don't think they will be very similar to these applications, but I really wish you all a great competition and want to thank you for listening too.
Thank you for listening, for all. Many, many thanks, dear competitors. We're deep impressed that you get impresses that you which you gave us. For today, is that all? Tomorrow we'll start the competition. We together will go, of course, in the evening to have a dinner, and the Lord Mayor of Neubrandenburg, of the town, will give us a sightseeing trip and show us his city. So many thanks to the audience. We are very pleased that you were here, and for today that's all. Goodbye, have a nice evening still, and we hope you see you tomorrow here during the competition.